Hey guys, my name's Kevin and welcome to our second installment of Let's Play Blues for Baritone. In today's lesson, we're going to check out a new key and we're going to talk about some other components to the 12-bar blues called the walk down and the turnaround. So get your baritone tuned up and let's get to it. Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and click that alert bell so you know when the next video is coming your way. If you're interested in more learning resources, head over to allforuke.com where we have a full searchable library of songs, song sheets, practice tracks, worksheets, and more. All for you, allforuke.com. So today we're going to do the blues in the key of C. So we're going to follow the same 12-bar format. However, we're going to swap out the chords that we use as the 1, 4, and 5 chord that we discussed in our first episode. So the first chord that we'll check out today is the C7 chord. So C7 will be considered our 1 chord. So anytime I say the 1 chord, I'm talking about this C7 chord, which sounds like this and is played with middle finger on the D string 2nd fret, ring finger on the G string of the 3rd fret, and index on the 1st fret of the B string. So make sure you're getting all those notes to ring out. Our second chord will be an F7. So the F7 will be considered the 4 chord. So we play that by barring the index finger across the 1st fret on all of the strings, and our middle finger here on the G string of the 2nd fret. So that sounds like this. And our third chord is G7, and that is our 5 chord. So to play the 5 chord, pretty easy. We're just going to take this F shape and we're going to move it up to the 3rd fret. So we have a bar across the 3rd fret and our middle finger stays in the same position it did for the F7. So it's on the G string of the 4th fret. So those are the 3 chords that we need for the 12-bar blues. Now, there's one chord that happens in between, and that's called a passing chord. So we had our G chord here, G7. We had our F7 here, but there's a G flat in between, which is on the 2nd fret, and that's G flat 7. So that's just the exact same shape that we've used for F and G, but it sits in between on the 2nd fret with your middle finger on the G string of the 3rd fret. So we have G7, G flat 7, F7, and C7. So the strumming pattern that we're going to use again today is that variation of the island strum. So the pattern for the island strum, and I'll just demonstrate here with a C7 chord, is down, down, up, down, up, which is counted 1, 2, and 4, and. So we've added some mutes into this too. So we have down, mute, up, mute, mute. So same pattern, just have those mutes in there just like we did in our first episode. So that's the pattern we'll use. So when I do that one time, that will be for 1 bar of the 12-bar blues. So just as we did in day 1, the form for the beginning of the 12-bar blues here is going to be exactly the same, except we're going to be using different chords. So we start off with our 1 chord on C, and we do that 1 time. And then we move to our F7 chord, which is our 4 chord, and we play that once. And then we go back to our 1 chord and we play that twice. So those are our first 4 bars. Same as day 1, except the different chords. Now the second 4 bars, we go to the 4 chord twice, and then we go back to the 1 chord twice. Now here's where the walk down comes into play. We move up to our G7 chord here, and we're going to play this 1 time through the strumming pattern, but we're going to kind of omit that last hit of the strumming pattern. So we do down, down, up, down, and then we move to the G flat 7 and do 1 up strum. So it's still the full island strum, except it's down, down, up, down, slide down to the G flat, do 1 up strum, and then move down to F7 and do full time through the pattern, down, down, up, down, up. All right, so now we're gonna play this together. I'll talk us through the strumming pattern nice and slow, and I'm not gonna do the mute part for this. We're just gonna do the island strum so you can hear this, and I'll say the actual strum hits as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up on the G flat, down, down, up, down, up. And one more time on the G7, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If you're digging the sound of my uke, head over to allforuke.com/shop. You can have a Kala ukulele for yourself. When you buy your Kala ukulele through All for Uke, you're supporting us, and we really appreciate it. Make sure you check it out. Concerts, sopranos, tenors, baritones, a wide selection of accessories, capos, and more. All for you, allforuke.com/shop. So we're going to talk about the turnaround now. So the last 2 bars of a 12-bar blues are the 1-5. But rather than doing that, we're going to actually play 4 chords. So we kind of split them in half. And what we do is we play 1-4, 1-5. So here's how that sounds, and then I'll go through it and show you how it works. So we start on our C7, and we do F, C, G. So I made up a little kind of hybrid strum there to split it into 2 bars apiece. So this is what I do on the C chord. I play down, up, mute, mute, and then I do the same thing on F7, down, up, mute, mute, and then I do back on C7, down, up, mute, and my last strum, I move to the G7, is an up strum. So all of that put together, down, up, mute, mute, down, up, mute, mute, down, up, mute, up. So let's try that together, nice and slow. I'll just give us a slow 4 count in and talk you through the strumming pattern. So just get started here on your C7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, mute, mute, down, up, mute, mute, down, up, mute, up. Are you ready to play this one with me? We're going to do this one a little slower tempo at 100 BPM with the metronome. We're going to go through the form a couple of times, work on your walk down and turn around. Feel free to pause this, come back to it, do it a bunch of times, and then we're going to bump up the tempo for round 2. So here we go, 100 BPM. I'm going to count us in. Starting on the C7. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the 4. To the 1. F7. Back to 1. Here comes the walk down. Turn around. Back to 1, to the 4, and back to 1, and to the 4, and back to 1. Make your little blues face for the walk down, and turn it around. All right, I hope you had some fun with that one. Now we're gonna bump up the tempo a little bit and push ourselves through the blues. So here we go, same form, same walk down, same turnaround, just a little more speed. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To the 4, to the 1. Back to 4. 1. To the walk down, and turn it around. Let's do it again. 1, to the 4, and back to 1, and to the 4, walk down. And turn it around. Well, I hope you had some fun learning the blues with me today. The walk down and the turnaround definitely add a little spice to the 12-bar blues form, so I encourage you to try this out. Practice it slowly. Really work on those individual components as you learn the 12-bar blues. My name's Kevin. I thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear from you guys, so please leave your comments below. Let me know where you're playing, and I'll see you next time.
Let's get carried away.